your men can have love for the truckie. Beautiful minds, but we love getting ugly. Risk takers with a clover, man, we love getting lucky. You run, we chase fire, I love when it ducks me. Tones go off, house watch, read the address out. 1075, get up off the magic couch. 500 gallons prepared for the baddest drought. Who else you want on the way when disaster's out? Can't even get a little bit rattled when you enter with exit apparel. Mayday, member down, they'll drag you. You won't get this from every Tom, Dick, and Harry, but here's a view from the top floor with Mickey Farrell.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of A View from the Top Floor. Albuquerque, New Mexico, Albuquerque Training Academy. Really great place, really great guys. Very happy to be here. I want to talk about something that I've noticed around the city of Albuquerque, just spending a couple of days here, is window bars. I don't think I've seen a city with more window bars than Albuquerque. So let's talk about it. There's a systematic method in everything we do. That flow state formula I always talk about, it is so important to dial into the tempo of a fire. The firefighter that's removing the window bars, for us, it's the OV. For you, it could be any outside firefighter that takes on that task of removing the actual bars. We have to maintain the tempo of the inside team. It's critical we do this. So when we go to take the window bars, so often we see where we start at the first window, right off the door that they enter, and we work our way down, taking the next window, and then to the next window. What we have to be able to do and understand is that tempo. We know the first window here, they're going to pass that. Their egress is their entry point at that point. Moving on to the next, so I'm going to skip the first one. Now I'm going to take the second window. Now, when we attack these window gates or these window bars, many times it's an intimidation factor. It's not necessarily truly for security. So we attack the weakest points. I'm not going to get into how we attack these. Just know that when we have a steel pin going into brick and mortar, a maul, whatever you use, a Halligan hook, we can remove a lot of these many times without even cutting it. The saw is the choice for me, for most window bars. However, we can remove a lot of these by just taking out the brick and mortar and removing it. When we do remove it, though, we work from the top down. That way, as you're working from the top, smoke and fire can vent as you work our way down. Also, when people install these bars, a lot of times you're hanging off a ladder, drilling into brick and mortar with their drill. So these insets of the actual pins going into the brick and mortar aren't really that deep a lot of times on the higher side. So it's a little bit easier to attack these and then peel it down. That way, if we do have to get out, dire needs, time to go, it's folding down almost like a bridge and you can crawl your way out of it. But the key is to understand we have to maintain the tempo of the inside team. That said, as we're cutting these gates, we have to understand that we cannot just cut a gate and then dip in and do a search. We all want to get in, we all want to do the search, we all want to get a piece of the fire, but removing window bars, yes, for civilians on arrival, very quickly turns around and it's for the brothers and sisters making the search. A fire I had that stands out to me was a fire on the first floor of an H-type building, which is an apartment building. Heavy fire conditions on arrival, reports of people trapped. We make the push down the hallway, and as we were going, our OV was removing those window bars almost as clockwork to as we make the next room, he's cutting that gate, or he's cutting those bars off the building. He didn't get every bar in every room. He got one window per room, and he was moving progressively with the inside team. That's a good OV who's dialed into the tempo of a fire. That feeling of crawling that hallway, I knew a peace of mind that my guy was going to get the next room as we were making it. Very important. Window bars, we can find them on fire escapes as well. Not common, but if you do see them, that's something that maybe we have to size up and bring the saw as the OV to a fire escape. Again, not common, but if you see something, size it up. That should be in the SIDS for guys from my job. If you see something, tell your boss, get that added to the SIDS because that's something on the way to a fire as an OV. If you're reading those SIDS and you're sizing that up, you know I have to kind of alter my game plan, my mindset, and what I'm doing at that fire. The one time where we may dip into an apartment or into a fire building without removing every bar as we go is a clutter condition. So if we have the officer come out and say, ladder 1 to command, I'm going to be delayed with my primary search. We have a clutter condition. That's a light bulb that goes off for me that now the tempo of that fire changed just a little bit. You have to pivot in the moment, get opposite that fire where the inside team cannot get to search. Take those bars and you can dip in and get that search real quick, but make sure you come back out and finish off the window bars. Very, very critical. For me, in my opinion, that's the only time that you're going to go in and do a search without removing every single bar, unless obviously you get to a window, you cut it, and you see someone in that room. That's one time, obviously, you're gonna make the grab. But remember, it's so important to remove window bars consecutively and have a systematic method in how we do it. Tempo. Tempo is aggressive firefighting, not speed. Find the tempo, align yourself with the rhythm of a fire, and then move progressively forward with the inside team. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. New Mexico, Albuquerque, great city. If you've never been here, put it on your to-do list. Thanks for the support, and I'll see you next time.